Hello everybody! Today I'm going to be talking about a game you probably haven't thought about in a while, Call of Duty World War II. In my endeavor to play just a bunch of random games and upload a review on games you haven't thought about in a while, this is up there as one of the Call of Duty games that is most forgettable. It really shouldn't be. It is a shame that it is as forgettable as it is because it came out after Black Ops 3 and it came out after Infinite Warfare, so everybody was mad because Infinite Warfare had just flopped as hard as it possibly could have with one of the worst trailers, and nobody wanted EXO gameplay anymore. So returned to the ground in World War II, and that's not really what people wanted either. And it was right before Black Ops 4, which is the big boom Call of Duty needed with the Battle Pass and a Battle Royale and everything. This game is mixed right in between that. Actually, before looking it up, I had to see when this game came out because I couldn't remember. And that's because it's stuck in between where Call of Duty was finding itself, in between Infinite Warfare, which is a trash heap, and Black Ops 4, which is the beginning of the modern day of Call of Duty as we know it right now. I wanted to start off this video by talking about the campaign, which I think is probably a 7.5 or an 8. It's got a famous cast, but they don't really matter. They don't really progress the plot or do any of their signature things. They're just kind of whatever. You know, they're really good actors. It's an emotionally driven story. There aren't any really silly mini games in it. There's a couple scenes like I'm showing in this video where you fly a plane and you shoot down other planes. Stuff like that, but there's no silly guiding people through a building, you know, silently. There are stealth sections, which are this game's downfall when it comes to the campaign. They're stupid. You can shoot your way through them. It's not, if you're caught, it's over. But I still think that they're stupid because I don't like stealth sections. Various different environments. I really enjoyed that a lot. You play in Germany as an undercover spy, which I guess is kind of a stealth section, but it's different. You play as a different main character and everything. In this video, you see that we play in like a snowy biome, which I thought was a lot of fun. You play in parts of like Germany when you invade it, like the actual like, you know, woods of Germany, not the big buildings and stuff like that. So it's pretty good. I do enjoy that. A lot of likable characters like Zussman. In this game, they kind of bring back an old Call of Duty 1 playstyle where you don't regenerate your health, which is a little jarring at first, and I can only imagine how it is on a harder difficulty like Veteran. I played it on regular. I've played all the Call of Duty games on Veteran before. I didn't really want to do it now. I just kind of wanted to go through it, experience the story. But in this game, you're able to tell your teammates, like, hey, give me a health kit. After you kill a certain amount of enemies, Zussman will give you a health kit. ALO will give you a mortar strike. Different teammates do different things like that. Some of them are way better than others because the mortar strike, throw it down, obviously a mortar strike happens, but then like Pearson, who's another character, just points out bad guys for you. And it's kind of useless. I don't think I ever used it. I noticed the lack of ammo at points. You can tell your teammate, there's a teammate who gives you ammo, obviously, but he's, you know, he's rarely with you to the point where it's helpful. He never, you know, it's never at a time where you need the ammo is when he's your teammate. You're always able to pick up guns. It is a Call of Duty game. Yeah, other than that, I like the campaign. I'd probably give it a 7.5 and 8. We are at a point in Call of Duty where campaigns are going to get worse, only because Modern Warfare and Black Ops are intertwining to be one big story, and they always want to do like a big twist and this and that, where we're never going to get one-off campaigns like this ever again. We just aren't. This is the last true, like, its own experience, where you don't need to play the next game. There is no next game. This is just what happened. It's probably about 13, 14 missions, and this is just what happens, and they'll never bring these characters back again, more than likely. The multiplayer is where this game got confusing. I loved it in the beginning. I thought, wow, this is so great from, you know, how Call of Duty is now, where everything's fast-paced, you slide around, you do this and that, and then I looked at the leaderboard, and the entire enemy team was level 1,000, and for some reason you get like the level like 39s and stuff. I think that that's really weird. They're not like in a group or anything. Also, it's the same 6 people who play the game, because I played this game for multiple days. I decided I was going to get from level 1 to prestige 1, and then I would, you know, make the video on the multiplayer in this game. And let me tell you, it is the exact same people you find the exact same matches with. I didn't just jump into Hardcore Shipment, which is on this game. It's his own playlist, and you get a fuck ton of XP from it. I played a lot of the regular multiplayer first, and I played Search and Destroy, which you're seeing right now. Search and Destroy kind of had, like, not a whole lot of people playing it, but there wasn't nobody. You'd always find a match. This is only a 2v2. It started out as like a 4v3. There were people playing it. It's just not at the time that I decided I was going to play it with my friend. But everybody in it is like level 1000. I don't understand why you'd want to keep coming back and playing this game. I mean, we were looking at people's PlayStation profiles. We played it on the PlayStation 5. So it's PlayStation 4 edition because they never upgraded it for next gen. These people had 13,000 hours. We saw a guy with 13,000. We saw a guy with 8,000. It's insane to me that people put so much time into this game. Like, this is the Call of Duty they picked that they were going to sit on forever. You know, it's like for the last 8-9 years, they said, yo, it's Monday night. Let's hop on Call of Duty World War II. Like, I get that you like this game, and it's probably the last real Call of Duty game, you know, right before Black Ops 4 and stuff. Modern Warfare 2019 is a fantastic game. I don't know why you wouldn't rather go play that, but if you're looking for like a World War II game and that's what you want to play on console, like, I get why you'd want to play this. Or if it's like a money thing, I get it. Because it's not a bad multiplayer, it's just I don't know why you'd want to spend all your time playing this. Yeah, the maps are all right in the multiplayer. They weren't my favorite. I like London Docks, especially in Search and Destroy. Search and Destroy in this game is pretty great. I'm not going to lie. I liked it a lot. I kept finding myself having a problem with the bouncing Bettys because they just kept finding me. There's no gameplay balance or anything. They're bouncing Bettys. That's how they work. No guns were really that overpowered. We did play a lot of hardcore, so everything's overpowered in hardcore, obviously. The MP40 I saw a lot of people using, and lots of fast submachine guns. Sniper rifles are fantastic in this game because, you know, upper body, head, they one-tap. And there's a clip in this video where a guy shoots a PTRS, which is like an anti-tank gun, through a cement pillar, and it kills in one shot. Sniper rifles are pretty good. I'd say that most of the guns in this game are pretty good. The movement in this game, slower, because you have that 90 FOV. So everything feels a lot slower. There's no sliding. It's only dolphin diving, which messes with a lot of people. And that's what makes the level 1000s. I swear, I was playing this game, and I saw the level 1000s sitting in corners with a shotgun. And, you know, in a way, Call of Duty has fixed that. I know people don't like the new movement systems, that it's too fast, the older people can't get used to it, but they have 100% effectively countered people sitting in a corner with a shotgun, because that shit is annoying. They have changed up the creative class system. You know, it's still got a lot of the old ties to it where you can only have 3 attachments, and it's like the old attachment system where, you know, there's not really any cons to anything. Like, if you have a faster fire rate, you just have a faster fire rate. There's a little bit more recoil, I guess. Sights were pretty dog in this game. I did not like them very much because they're very unclear. Like, when I say that, I mean, like, visually, like, you can't see through the sights. I didn't really like them unless you had a supply drop sight, which is what I'm running on this STG. And I thought that was probably one of the cleanest ones because I just wanted a dot. And that's impossible to find in the before you go into the supply drops. You can't get just a dot. It's a big circle with a dot, and it's fuzzy. Is the default reflex sight. I don't really know why they chose that. Yeah. So back to shipment. You know, 1944 or whatever they call it. My last 10 levels. I was like 45. I was like, I'm gonna go see how hardcore shipment is. Just grind out these levels. And you would get 3 times the amount of XP you would get in a normal match. The issue is you're playing shipment, and it feels like shipment is regurgitated over and over again. Every single game you have shipment. Like, I know it's, I mean, like, in the games, like Call of Duty games, not, you know, I get that it's 24-hour shipment. But It was the same exact people. I saw the exact same people playing it day after day. Level 1000s are going into hardcore shipment on World War II. I do not understand what would ail a person to do that. This game has supply drops. This is the last game with supply drops. I don't believe Black Ops 4 had them. So I did a little bit of a supply drop opening. I didn't buy, thank goodness. I'd never spend money on a Call of Duty game like this, but I obtained supply drops, and I used 2 or 3 of them. That's how I got one of my DLC guns, which in this game you don't have to. Like Black Ops 3, you had to buy, or you didn't have to buy the supply drops, but you had to get supply drops in order to get certain weapons, and they were completely gameplay breaking. Like, you know, like you could get an M16 in Black Ops 3. All the guns you can get in this game for free by getting the little gray tokens in the top right. I can't even remember what they're called. But you need an astronomical amount in order to buy what you want, and you can only get a variant of the gun unless you do challenges. There's daily challenges, which I really think they should bring back, because I was doing a lot of them, getting a lot of supply drops. And if I had it my way, I'd pick the supply drop system over the Battle Pass system, to be honest, because I've become more of an adult and I love gambling. But I like this system more. I was getting a bunch of supply drops from just playing the game. And, there is, you can buy it too. And Zombies has supply drops, which we'll get to. But, I don't know. I like the supply drop system in this game. I didn't think it was half bad. That's really it for the multiplayer. I played a lot of Search and Destroy, played a lot of TDM, a lot of Domination. And I think the multiplayer is probably 7.5. It's the last, original Call of Duty multiplayer where going forward we're going to see a lot more of the weapon workshop and customizing your guns down to a T and this and that. This was like you got 3 attachment slots, 4 if you put on a special perk, which you have ribbons as perks in this game, which do different stuff. You get 1 ribbon. There's no, pick, 3 perks. It's 1 perk. I just set mine to kill streaks because I hate score streaks. And I thought that it worked out pretty great. I really didn't mind the multiplayer in this game. It's probably 7.5. Okay, now we're on to my favorite part of Call of Duty, is the third side mode. It's like survival in Modern Warfare 3 or zombies in all the Treyarch games. Up to this point, fantastic. I love Black Ops 3 Zombies, Black Ops 2, Black Ops 1, and World at War. This isn't a Treyarch game, so the zombies, they... Like, Infinite Warfare had okay zombies. This game, zombies, I remember hating. And I wasn't the only one. I remember every single person who touched this game absolutely hated the zombies for multiple reasons. It's not Treyarch zombies, which is why the people who would just pick up Call of Duty every year because it's Call of Duty don't like it. Because there's no Juggernaut, which there's no health perk in general in this game, which would be a sign of things to come for Call of Duty, Black Ops 4 not having Juggernaut, which, people didn't like. I don't like that you don't have it in this game. It's a shield system, but you do feel pretty, chunky in this game. I'm not gonna lie. Me and my friend Eli, we played 1 game, just to get a feel for it. We played 1 game, and every single time I do a Call of Duty video, I wanted to get to round 30, and on every map that we could that the game launches with. And we got to round 30. I never went down. I got the achievement for not going down and hitting round 30. It's easy, especially if you played a lot of Black Ops 3 Zombies, with the expansion pack, the DLC pack of having Kino and all the revised maps and stuff, and Shadows of Evil. But this map having just the Final Reich, which is a pretty bad map. It's decent for this game, because this game has the worst zombies maps in it, and that's what hurts it the most, is the maps. The guns too. Every single DLC gun is in this game. Every single time I'd hit the box, I'd get a gun I've never heard of. In this gameplay, I got some kind of bar ripoff. I pack-a-punched it. It has infinite ammo, but every time you reload it, you get a different amount of ammo. I don't understand, some of the thought process in this game where you're like, oh, well, we don't want the player to be overpowered, but you have infinite ammo. Jack-in-the-boxes are just monkeys, which you get in this game too. It's all right. It's actually, I would say it's pretty good, only because it's more like the older zombies, like Black Ops 3, even though at the time we didn't realize how much it was like Black Ops 3, because we, now with Cold War, which I love Cold War. I'm a Cold War enjoyer. People hate that about me. They don't want to be my friend anymore because I like Cold War zombies. I do. I love Cold War zombies. I ate that shit up when it came out. It's completely different than Black Ops 3 and stuff. And now, Modern Warfare 3 with their new zombies open world, that's completely different. It's nothing like traditional zombies. And we just got Black Ops 6, which is kind of like Cold War, but in like a lackluster way. All the things that we loved about Cold War, aren't really in Black Ops 6, and they're losing the vibe. Where when you go back and play this, it feels like Black Ops 3. It feels like if they took this, added Jug, and like the original perks, guns and a good set of characters. You can pick your character on this. There's a list of characters that just go on and on and on. I know nothing about any of them. Like, absolutely nothing. I've completed the Easter egg when the game came out. I do remember it with a big Zeppelin and stuff. It's interesting. I know nothing about the lore in this game. I know more about the Treyarch lore and stuff, and that's, that's what I was interested in up until Cold War, and then they ruined it all. If you're looking to go and play a game that's kind of like Black Ops 3, say you don't have the money, say you don't want to play anything, but you want to get that old school experience. You're tired of those older Call of Duty games. You're looking for something on a next-gen console that feels like them. Honestly, World War II is not a bad pick. I only play the Third Reich. I have one of the other DLC maps. I know how bad all the other DLC maps actually are. This isn't that bad. What does bring it down are a couple of things, though. The amount of special zombies is through the roof. You have one guy with like a giant hammer hand, and he smacks you, it takes away all your health. You still keep your shields, though. The flamethrower guy, he's a big guy, he runs around with a flamethrower. He doesn't really come around a whole lot. You shoot his tank, he blows up. I don't like flame zombies, like the napalm zombies back in Black Ops 1. And you have the exploding zombies who have giant tanks on their back. You kill them, they drop their tanks, you can shoot the tanks, blow up zombies. The dogs in this game are armless people that run at you and try and bite you. They don't have skin either. They're pretty easy to kill. They probably have the same amount of health as hellhounds and the regular zombies. And it's a pretty fair mix. They want to change it up and do it in their own style, and it's not bad. You don't really have to explore a whole lot of the map in the final Reich to get the Pack-a-Punch. You just go down tubes, run up to the Pack-a-Punch machine, throw the weapon in there for 5k, you take it out. You can go back up to the Pack-a-Punch machine and buy ammo, but you can't double pack. So, round 30 is, high, but stuff is still killing. Like, your guns still kill for a long time, especially because double tap is in this game. Speed Cola is in this game. They don't call it that. You have to use jolts, which are the point system, which is cringe. You put your hand on it and it jolts you. The perks are exactly the same as in Treyarch, except there's no Jug. They cost the same amount of money. Like Quick Revive when you're in a solo game is 500, but it's 1500 or 2500 when you're in a multiplayer game. Speed Cola is 3k. Stamina Up's 2. Double Tap is 2. It's got some interesting locales in it. I know that there's like a super Easter egg kind of thing where the game guides you through it, which is why we have this nonsense now with the guided Easter eggs. This game has a guide for it too, but there's also like you can split off from it and do a super Easter egg that's like hidden, and you can save the guy that dies at the end of the the regular Easter egg. There's Easter eggs in it, like mini ones. There, whatever. You have to play with the environment a lot more. Like when you try and open up the big gate doors, you have to turn these valves in order to blow up the bottom to let gas release in order to go back up to open the big vault right at the beginning of the match. It's an okay starting room. This is the first game where you get to pick what gun you want to load in with. Not to the extent of Cold War, but you get a couple pistols you can pick from, or a shotgun, or like a rifle. And Black Ops 4 has that system as well. You can add attachments to it, this and that. There is like a mini perk system in the starting screen depending on what level you are. Mule Kick is one of the picks. It's given to you before, you know, like the tutorial. When you're like level 1, you can have Mule Kick on your character and load in with it, which is overpowered. A couple other overpowered things you can have. You spawn in with shields and things like that. Or you can have power-ups spawn more, like insta-kill and stuff. Your character just has them spawn more the more they kill. I think that that's overpowered. I really do. I think that it's great for this game because there's no jugs, so you know, you want to get overpowered as much as you can. Supply drops are in zombies, which ruin it. I say ruin it to an extent of you can get infinite self-revives. I think you can only use a certain amount a match, but you know, if you have the quick revive perk, pick yourself back up. But then you also have these syringes that you inject into yourself. They're an epic out of the zombie supply drop system, or weapon guarantees you get from the zombie supply drop system. Stuff like that. Insta-kills, you know. Kind of like the gobblegum system, but not really. And you can load in with all this stuff, and I don't know. Zombies did not need supply drops like this. Gobblegums, I understand. Zombie supply drops, not really. Zombies, it's probably a 4. The reason it's not, you know, a 1 like it would be if you had asked me when the game came out is because it's like the older zombies, to the point where at the time we didn't know how good this actually was because we were eating so well with Black Ops 3 and Zombies Chronicles coming out during Infinite Warfare. We didn't know how good we were eating. And now we look back on it and we're like, wow, this isn't so bad. Just the Third Reich, though, because I didn't want to play any of the DLC maps because I know they're bad. That was it. I just thought I'd go through and play World War II. It's just a game I saw, and I was like, I haven't played this since the day it came out. So, yeah, if you enjoyed, leave a like and subscribe, and I'm going to do more stuff like this no matter what. Thank you.